Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to talk about the ship manufacturer Drake, the ships that they're going to have in game, and really the Drake Cutlass Black rework and what that means for the future. But we've also had so much going on with the Drake pipeline recently, and all these ships are now working in engine. Maybe not for us, but at least for CIG, meaning that we're going to see probably, hopefully, the whole lineup in the next major patch. At least that's my hope. But there've been loads of information from ATVs. We had an interview with Matt Sherman recently, so I'm going to compile all of that into some info about the ships, as well as showing off some of the pretty side of these ships, because the Cutlass Black rework does look pretty awesome, and the Buccaneer was exceptionally fun to fly recently. The Cutlass Black. So the Cutlass Black has received a massive rework, and it is much larger than before, and has received more of a focus on the core of what it does, with cargo being an aggressor, transport and boarding. There is a seal between the front and rear section of the ship now. The cargo section is in the rear, and the rest of the functionality of the ship is in the front. There are two sets of sliding doors that open in the rear and a rear access ramp, and you'll have enough space there to put a Dragonfly. These sliding side doors will allow for easy EVA and boarding and effectively replace the docking collar mechanics at the moment. Now, in the sealed front section, there's turret access to the manned turret there, a living area, and a two-man cockpit. The section is sealed because when you open the doors in the rear section, that area will depressurize. The pilot and co-pilot are now able to enter and exit from either side of the chairs without the pilot or co-pilot getting in the way of each other for a much quicker, faster mounting and dismounting. The living quarters have also been retrofitted to be more spacious, and there's more space for armour and equipment on this new Cutlass as well as bunk racks and a main living quarters, as well as access to the gun systems of the ship, all located in the front. The ship is both now durable and has a lot of firepower potential, with 6 size 3 weapons, 2 of these weapons being on a manned turret and 4 just on the front of the ship. It is combat viable now for attacking and raiding mid-sized ships, but it's not a direct competitor to single-seater dogfighter craft, which will be able to swarm it and outmaneuver it. It is quite large now and not so maneuverable. I am very excited for the Cutlass Black now, as it suits more of the needs of a boarding ship more effectively and cheaply. This is going to be very commonplace for NPC and player pirates alike, but also for players looking for an alternative to a freelancer or a mid-sized multi-ship, or something that can do a little bit of everything with cargo carrying and all that sort of jazz. It is going to be relatively durable. It's going to be a good combat ship, but as I said, not going to be competitive against single-seater dogfighters, which will be able to outmaneuver it. But if you capture one of these dogfighters in the side arc, or are a very, very good pilot, maybe you can take them out well before they can do anything. This rework will propagate up to the Cutlass Red and Blue versions of the ship too, sacrificing cargo space for more focused roles. The Cutlass Red is the ambulance of the Star Citizen world, the major difference here being that it's got a medibay in the back. This might be able to be used in the future for like a limited respawn point to treat injured NPCs and players, or for search and rescue missions. The ship should give you access to a whole world of search and rescue, medical missions, as well as making money from healing people, and there should be a lot of gameplay involved with that. The Cutlass Blue. So the Cutlass Blue is geared towards police and bounty hunters. It will have better combat-focused gear, armour, shields and equipment than the standard Cutlass Black, sacrificing subtlety for a more powerful equipment and increased durability, as well as the ability to house multiple prisoners and bounties. The Buccaneer. So the Buccaneer is the latest ship to become flyable, and is Drake's answer to single-seater dogfighters. It's supposed to be competitive with the Sabre and these high-level dogfighters, so Super Hornet as well, and when it's not going to be suitable in all situations though, so just bear that in mind. The ship is very fast and agile compared to other fighters, and has a huge damage output with 2 size 1, 2 size 3, and 1 size 4 hardpoint for weapons. It also has pylons for missiles, though we recently saw rocket pods, and I'm assuming that this will be a really good choice for the Buccaneer. It will able to position itself very, very accurately to be able to use them. The downsides of the ship are it being relatively flimsy, not being able to take much damage, and its components being very exposed. exposed, meaning that if it does take a hit, it could lose some major functionality. The ship will still have a gun rack, but the animations and the exact way that that will work have not been finalised yet. There isn't any room for any other cargo, though. The thruster placement's in solid places as well, though, so it can lose thrusters is the idea, and it still be functional. The ship does come with a quantum drive and can fit a jump drive, so it will be able to jump around the system and it will be able to leave systems if you fit it with a jump drive. With dogfighters, it comes down to skill, personal preference and gameplay style for exactly what you want. It's possible that in the future the Buccaneer will be able to mount some form of utility or interdiction item on its size 4 turret, so just bear that in mind as well. The Caterpillar. So the Caterpillar is Drake's answer to a big ship for the moment anyway. So for me, this is as close as you're going to get to a Drake Corvette. It's designed to be a large modular ship. It has room for a front module and 4 midsection modules. The default model comes with 4 cargo modules, which can each fit a large amount of cargo, or fit 2 Dragonflies apparently. Now, alternatively, there are going to be a large range of modules for you to choose and customize with the Caterpillar. Modules that we should see are salvage modules, chop shop modules, living quarters, barracks, armories, medi-bays, various industry modules and civilian use modules, search and rescue staff, workshops, possibly even a module geared towards EVA boarding. The front module has its own specific module choices too, and these will all be available in-game, but we should see them go on sale once they're complete too. The ship has a command pod on its side. It is asymmetrical in design. This acts as the bridge of the ship, but will eventually be able to detach from the main body of the Caterpillar and for them both to effectively function. Now, the main body might not be able to move, but it will be able to function its modules, so you'll still be able to run its workshop and that sort of stuff. The idea of that command module is to use as a separate ship, use for exploration, go down to a planet, or use as an escape pod. The main body supports 2 manned turrets with 2 size 4s each, as well as a tractor beam on the starboard side. And the command module, which is on the port side, has a unmanned turret and 2 smaller weapon hardpoints too, so it's not undefended, and these can all fire when it's joined up or separated. The ship is a modular playground to set up how you want, and will for some be the poor man's capital ship, and very much so a pocket carrier for a lot of pirates. The Herald. So the Herald is the game's info runner. It's going to be fast in a single direction as well. It's going to be able to carry large amounts of data safely and easily, as well as delete it all at the press of a button if you're smuggling stuff or if you hacked something. If you like the idea of smuggling, hacking, intercepting, or data running missions, then the Herald is for you. It can accommodate a pilot and a console operator, and these should be effective scouts or maybe even E-warships in the future. And I think they're going to have some very interesting gameplay attached to them for missions and even combat-based stuff as well. It's got some punch, with a size 3 hardpoint on its nose and 2 size 1s on its sides, as well as 8 size 1 missiles. So it's not going to be able to be completely undefended. These ships, if they hit you hard and quick, they might be able to take out even some of the more high-tier dogfighters. Dragonfly. So the Dragonfly is a space motorbike. It can be used both on the ground and in space, but cannot by itself enter and leave atmosphere. It has 2 size 1 weapons, making it annoying like a little gnat by itself against ships, but in swarms it could be quite formidable. Some players will pack caterpillars with 10 or more dragonflies to have pocket carriers, but they're also going to be effective as EVA, dropping players off. You might not want to let dragonflies get close to your mid-sized ship, because you know that then there will be players on your hull. Size 1 weapons on the ground as well on that dragonfly might be pretty good for ripping through infantry or damaging other vehicles. The dragonfly can accommodate a pilot, but also a passenger facing towards the rear of the bike, enabling them to fire some personal weapons there as well. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to fire a railgun, but it should be a great choice for killing people on foot, and maybe do, as I said, some extra damage to vehicles and ships too. The ship can't mount a jump or quantum drive, so it requires a parent ship to move around large distances. They will have fast acceleration and be small and hard to hit, but won't have that much in the way of protection, so you don't want to get hit, thus you lose your life. So, some other general Drake facts and information. There are no other Drake ships currently in the works that we know about. We did talk to Matt Sherman about that. He didn't mention anything. We have already the Herald, Caterpillar, Buccaneer and old Cutlass flyable in-game. The reworked Cutlass series should be in soon. I am expecting a 3.0 kind of drop for that Cutlass series, along with the Dragonfly, which is scheduled for then. Modules for the Caterpillar may start to appear around 3.0's release time as well. Drake ships kind of complement each other as well. So the Caterpillar is the mothership, where you loot and bring back all that loot to, and it can be a makeshift base geared towards your needs. The Buccaneer is a dogfighter. The Cutlass provides space for loot boarding and heavy kind of ship in combat, and kind of is the middle ground between bringing stuff back to the Caterpillar and looting a ship in the first place. The Dragonfly helps provide a troop transport, maybe harassment and getaway, as well as a good ground vehicle, and can be stowed in the Cutlass or Caterpillar. All Drake ships, other than the Dragonfly, come with quantum drives, allowing them to move between planets or areas in a system, and also have the ability to have jump drives. Some of them come with them, but so at least they can fit them, allowing them to jump between systems as well. Obviously that Dragonfly does not have the ability to either, it requires a parent ship. I love Drake ships. They are function over form. They're going to be cheap and easy to maintain in the first, and they're going to be very focused-ish role-wise. Obviously the Caterpillar is modular. Drake ships don't really have ejection seats either. It's win, run, or jump out of the ship kind of thing with Drake. But I love them. They're my favourite manufacturer, I believe, Drake at the moment. Very great ships there. But what do you think of Drake? Do you like the idea of effectively a company that is geared around militia and pirate ships? And not just going to be for pirates. There are going to be a lot of uses for these ships as well, because they're very function over form, as I said. But tell me what you think about Drake. Do you love any of the ships? Would you like to see a Drake Corvette, a full-sized one, rather than like the Caterpillar, which is a makeshift one? Would you like to... Do you like any of the Drake ships? Do you hate them? What is your favourite manufacturer? Please tell me in the description or the comments below anyway. Remember, commenting on our videos each month gives you a chance to win a ship. You need to be a subscriber as well, but if you comment on this video or any of my others during the month of April, you have a chance to win a Drake Buccaneer, so please do that. As I said, tell me what you think. Remember to like and subscribe, as that really does help me. And Patreons! We have Patreon as well for those that want to go the extra mile. Thank you so much to my Patreons. You guys really help me being able to create content continuously from day to day, so thank you very much for that, and I will see you in the verse.